Hey guys, this is Shannon with Nearly Organic Noshing, and it is Monday night, the Monday before the 4th of July, and we are going on vacation towards the end of the week. So I need to go back to work and get some more stuff done, and it's a little after 5, and I am making eggplant parmesan tonight. This is going to be a quick eggplant parmesan, but it does need about 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes or so minutes to drain the excess moisture off, and I have at least that much time left in the office. So what I'm doing is I'm going to come in and I'm going to slice this up, and I'm going to peel mine. I sometimes think that some of the times the skin can be bitter. A lot of people leave the skin on after I slice mine. I peel the skin off and then I salt it well and put it in a strainer so that all the excess moisture can drain off. But before I start doing that, I'll show you the recipe, and I can tell you I'm not going to follow this recipe exactly. This is one that I had pulled off Pinterest and I've used before. I believe the site is Table for Two, but I'm sure I'm going to be changing this up. I'm going to season my own breadcrumbs. It calls for, well, I'll just start at the beginning. A large eggplant, 2 tablespoons of salt, that's for salting the eggplant, 1.5 cups of breadcrumbs, 3 eggs, a half a cup milk, olive oil. It calls for like regular vegetable oil. I use olive oil, 2 cups of mozzarella, 1 cup of parm, and fresh basil. I don't have Italian breadcrumbs. I'm just going to take some plain breadcrumbs and season them up, and I can tell you we are not going to use this much cheese. We're not going to use 2 cups of mozzarella. We're not going to use a cup of Parmesan, just because I don't have that in the fridge right now. I have enough to do an eggplant this size, but there's probably only going to be 3 of us eating tonight, and then I will take leftovers to my mom. So this isn't a huge eggplant, so I am going to be cutting back all of this, and I'm just, I'm going to do it for what I know will work for this. So I'll go ahead and slice this up and show you what it looks like. Okay guys, I have started peeling these. I just have the skins here, and those will go out into the to the compost pile, and I'm sure the chickens will have it. But you can see, I don't know if you can tell, I put salt on here and you can already see it pulling the moisture. You can see little beads of it starting to bead up. See how shiny it is? It's pulling that excess moisture out of the eggplant, and that's part of what makes your eggplant soggy whenever you want to, say, pan fry it, cook it up with breadcrumbs or something like that. So this will take the excess moisture out, and then I am just going to put it in here and let it drain out and drip through. And I'm just going to go ahead and finish cutting up and salting the rest of these, and then letting them sit here and drain while I go back to work for probably at least half an hour, maybe a little more. One thing that I'm going to add to this recipe is onion and garlic. I'm going to be using homemade Italian seasoned pasta sauce or marinara sauce. There's no meat in it, so it's marinara, but it is already seasoned with Italian seasoning. But I want this to have a bit more flavor and a bit more bulk to it. So I cut up a medium onion, and I'm probably going to go ahead and cut up pretty much that entire bulb of garlic and add that. And I'll saute this in the pan first with just a tiny bit of olive oil, then scoop it all out, put a little more olive oil in the pan to cook the slices once I have them breaded up. We don't normally fry things, but I had an eggplant and I just thought this would be something that would be good tonight. So I'm just gonna bulk it out a little bit with some onions and garlic just to give it a little bit of oomph and a little bit more flavor. And I'll just show you real quick my list of ingredients is I have the eggs. I may need more eggs. These are some really tiny ones from a couple of my chicks that just started laying. So I may have to add 1 more egg to that. This is the tomato sauce I canned last year. I have some mozzarella cheese that I'm gonna grate up. I'm just using some linguine noodles that I have left over. They're organic, and I have less than a half a box. Probably, I don't know, maybe a third of a box, maybe less, of noodles here, and I'm just going to use those for dinner tonight. And then I have some homemade breadcrumbs and some Parmesan. The milk is still in the fridge. I'm not going to get that out right now, but I'm just letting this sit, and you can see moisture. It's already starting to come out of them. So I'm going to head back to the office and just let this sit right here for now and let it drip. And when I come back in, I can go ahead and fry up I'll cook up the olives and the garlic in the pan while I am breading this. So I'll come back in about 45 minutes. Okay guys, it has been about 45 minutes and you can see that there is liquid that has dripped out of these, and I'm gonna put these in a cloth and pat them really well before I dip them in my mixture. I have my eggs and milk whipped together here. And these are my breadcrumbs I just seasoned up. I just put in some garlic salt, Italian seasoning, oregano, a little bit of Parmesan cheese, garlic powder, and I think that's it. I think a little bit of pepper, I believe I added into here. So this is just seasoned up, and I am going to pat these dry, dip them into the egg mixture, then dip them into the breadcrumbs and cook them in the pan. I have my garlic and my onions cooked up here, and I'm getting ready to take these out and then put a little bit more oil in the pan so that I have something to brown up the eggplant slices in. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of that set up and then come back. Okay guys, I have my little dipping station here. I take my eggplant, dip it in my mixture, take that out, put it in my breadcrumbs, dredge it pretty good here, and then put it over here in my pan. I already have some draining over here. I'm going to go ahead and finish up cooking the last couple of them, and then I'll show you how I layer them in the pan. Okay guys, I have all of the eggplant pieces here in the pan, and I have my onion and garlic mixture right here. I'm going to spoon this over the top along with the homemade Italian tomato sauce, and then I'm going to put mozzarella cheese and some Parmesan cheese on top of everything else and bake it in the oven. And I still had some egg mixture left, and I had some breadcrumbs left. I overestimated how much I was going to use, and I still had some oil in the pan. Like I said, we don't normally fry stuff, and so since I had oil in the pan already and I had some mixture left over, I just added some cornmeal to the breadcrumbs and sliced up a big old green tomato, salted it, and I'm letting a little bit of the moisture get out of it. And I'll pat these dry really, really well after some more moisture comes out, and go ahead and cook up some green tomatoes to go along with the eggplant. Kind of an odd mixture, but hey, I already had the ingredients right here, extra of it instead of it going to waste. And this egg mixture that's left over, I will put over the dog's food, and they will absolutely love it tonight for dinner. So I'm just gonna go ahead and layer this up and show you guys what it looks like when I'm done. Okay guys, I know this is not the prettiest thing in the world, but it will be delicious when it's done. I'm waiting to put the Parmesan cheese and the fresh basil. I have some fresh basil right here in a vase, and I'll just pinch off a couple of leaves, and as I dish up each plate, I'll sprinkle some fresh basil and some Parmesan over the top and serve it on a bed of pasta. And while this is cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and get the pasta going and cook the green tomatoes. Okay guys, this is everything plated up. There is the pasta with the eggplant parmesan, added a little bit of Parmesan cheese and fresh basil over the top. These are the fried green tomatoes. I just made a quick salad, add some avocados that were starting to get too soft. So there's avocados, cherry tomatoes, seeded cucumbers with some balsamic, key lime, and garlic salt all mixed together. And then this is a dipping sauce for the green tomatoes, and it is a honey garlic paprika with just a splash of the lime to kind of tie everything together, dipping sauce for the green tomatoes. So this is dinner tonight. The most time it took was really waiting on things in between, and looks good for dinner tonight. All right, guys, hope you're having a wonderful evening.